motherfuckers ran on Kanye. The whole label ran instead of having Ye's back. I guess crabs in a barrel is a curse from being black, but that ain't the shit that the ancestors died for. That's the shit that makes the internet July 4th. Had I thought things would get this unrighteous, I would have been logged off all these devices. But what I learned from not sleeping through the night shift is that your piece is priceless. I can't believe this how life went. I'm disappointed in a lot of niggas.
Did you just come up with that?
To be continued.
Okay.
Kanye's post, so find out. This is the weekly recap. Keeping up with Ye.
It's a full-time job. I think the pigtails were the right decision. I'm so over the bangs. I have a few different hairstyles. We have a bob.
I
got the new
person that has hair accessories with their mask. That's a new one.
I started a Ye page accidentally last February, and now this is the consequence to my action.
So to speak.
Or maybe it's a consequence to your actions.
I've been outside for a minute.
But you've been inside on the gram defending Ye longer than anybody this year.
Nah, I actually stand on the corner when I'm on Instagram.
All right.
It needs to feel authentic.
All right, consequence. I'm not, you're a master with your words. I saw you said on Adam 22 you'd rather just rap and never have you conversation.
Rapping is a vessel of communication for me. So in a perfect world, I would speak in bars.
If you want to speak in bars all night, you can. I'm giving you the option.
You go get some bars. I got some bars for you tonight.
You heard it first here. Welcome to the Kanyesposts podcast. Tonight, I am honored to be here with Consequence, all the way from Queens.
What's going on?
I don't know. You tell me.
The drip check, right? We're going to start there. We're going to show up right. You know what I mean? We're going to do it. Let's do it.
Same.
Yeah. I see you went and got yours.
I went to Nordstrom. Still got the tags on.
You know what I mean? You got your neon going. There we go. It's the glow in the dark to all over again.
Yeah. You can turn the lights off. You'll still see me. I can't see. It's hard because I can't see.
Well, wearing a mask would obstruct your vision.
What do you think about Ye? He's been wearing the mask.
He has. And I think sometimes he get hot under there.
Sweaty.
It's quite possible.
He said that he wears it because he doesn't want people to focus on how he looks, the vanity aspect. He wants people to focus on what he's saying in the words.
I think Kanye's reasoning for doing anything that's at that level is multi-tiered. That's one explanation that could be. But there's always several points of entry when Kanye does something to make an artistic statement in society.
And I think that's kind of why you're here tonight. So Consequence has been one of Ye's longest defenders this year. We know 2022 was not the easiest year for Ye, but thanks to pages like Kanyesposts, Kanye's defense team, and then of course, longtime friends and coworkers, Consequence.
Right.
Ye had some people that stepped up to bat to defend him. So that's kind of what brought us together tonight. You posted on Twitter and Instagram, you said, I want to do a podcast in 2023 and it's going to be G.O.O.D. good. And a lot of people tagged mine.
Right.
Thank you guys, by the way, because now you guys made it happen.
Yeah, manifested.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, because look, at the end of the day, G.O.O.D. music started basically 2002 when Kanye and I met, At that time, it was Con Man Production. And, a lot of people have come and gone as far as from an artist standpoint, a staff standpoint, this, that, and the third. I've been working with Kanye and had a brotherhood with him for going on 20 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
That's hard work to keep any relationship that long.
No business relationship, no personal relationship. No relationship is easy to maintain.
But Ye fires people a lot. How were you one of the lucky ones?
Fires everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever get fired?
Listen, I'm fireproof.
Well, you obviously are.
No, I'm non-flammable. I am who I am in this whole equation.
While we're talking about who you are, why does Google have you have two different birthdays? You know that you have two birthdays on Google?
Listen, that makes my life that much easier. So when I need to do something,
Yeah, I don't know who I'm getting right now. Am I getting a
Right.
Gemini or am I getting an Aries? It's messing with me, and I don't want to. I need to find God. I shouldn't be talking about astrology this quickly in the convo. Green girl brings up zodiacs,
you're
but
getting consequence. And that's the important thing here.
so you're both birthdays.
No, absolutely not. Nobody has 2 birthdays.
Are you gonna should we change your Wikipedia tonight and make it correct?
You can leave it. I don't really.
You like to confuse people.
No, I like to not give a fuck. I prefer it.
Okay.
Right? You know, some people prefer to give a fuck. I prefer not to.
I think most people don't want to give a fuck, but they're just crippled in anxiety.
Right. I'm free.
Someday we'll all be free.
Someday we will all be free. Yeah. Look, hold up. Someday we all will be free.
Do you have it saved?
You know, I got a bunch.
I'm pretty sure that's the song Ye posted, and I think Instagram actually deleted the song, which was absolutely absurd because there was really nothing bad in it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll get into that later. But,
I think he had the lyric that. What was the Def Con lyric? Because that's what got him. That's what got Instagram
yeah, I
to pull it
mean,
down.
life is about accentuating the positive.
That's amazing. I'm glad you're here because I need that.
Life is about accentuating the positive.
Okay, so you say that, but then I've seen your Instagram captions and you're savage.
I am.
Yeah. I've seen those captions. You might have archived some post consequence, but there's some savage captions still up on the timeline.
Absolutely. Because the thing is this, like, we've been extremely blessed, right? But, you know, I do come from a place where viciousness was in a cycle, right? And there were points in my life where the only way to survive was through aggression and through just bleach, like just not having any emotion towards whatever you had to get into to get out of situations. And so that component still lives with me, even though, you know, obviously I've been able to refine as a human being through my journeys, my travels, my successes, my losses, my failures, my triumphs, so forth and so on. As a human being, your journey, the key component of everyone's existence is the learning, right? And the becoming. So that's, you know, all falls under the umbrella of evolution. From where you start and where you become should never be the same. Let's say you have a child, right? If your child is the same from birth to 10, they wouldn't know how to read.
Right.
They wouldn't know how to walk. They wouldn't know how to run, right? So if you take that parallel and apply it to adults, like, you can't be the same thinker at 30 that you were at 20. Otherwise, you didn't learn shit for 10 years, right?
You should evolve, is what you're saying.
In all aspects. But that doesn't mean you don't know what you knew at 20. Especially when it comes to dealing with certain kind of problems, right? So that's called what people would maybe call an animal instinct, right? So that's where you get the savage, right? Because your animal instinct is what you...
That's like the core of you.
That's the core of who you are. Right?
Hey, listen, I like the savage. You said Dr. Chicken Fingers or...
DJ Chicken Fingers. Let's make sure we get that right.
All right, look, I Googled it, and obviously nothing came up but chicken photos on Google. So I'm going to need you to explain how you came up with DJ Chicken Fingers.
Because there are a select few artists that think it's cool to DJ on a laptop with chicken fingers and crumbs all over their fucking shirt at little shindigs.
Oh my gosh! So their laptop was dirty.
I would probably say greasy.
Can I say who we're talking about? Do they know?
They know who they are. They out
Talib
here with
quality.
fucking sweet and sour sauce dripping out their old ass beard.
So you felt like his biggest flaw was that he had a dirty laptop, greasy ass fingers.
No, I felt like his biggest flaw was that it used to be somebody of respect
Right.
and resorted to DJing live on Facebook with chicken.
Not on Facebook Live.
That's why I saw
Are
it.
you serious?
My son was like, what is he doing? My son is a child. He's
Was it-
watching a grown man DJ next to a fucking fryer.
Was this during the pandemic?
But does it make a difference?
Well, because maybe he couldn't DJ out. You know,
I don't give a fuck when it was.
Some of us were trapped at home. We're not all the 1% like you. Okay, we had to stay home.
I think the whole world had to stay home. You didn't have to go DJ for chicken fingers.
What do you mean? Like McDonald's gave him a partnership, or you're just next to his stove?
I didn't say McNuggets. I said chicken fingers. Ain't no sponsorship with chicken fingers.
This isn't a metaphor. This is like he literally had chicken fingers next to the fryer.
You ever heard anybody say Consequence be lying?
Actually, once about the Donda release.
What about it?
They said you said it was coming and it never came.
I stayed up to 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure that the JIK album came out on streaming platforms.
Listen, I defended you.
I can't turn wine into water into wine.
It wasn't all on you. It's not.
Is it right?
You were being optimistic.
Right, absolutely.
That's what I told them.
Right. Did Donda come out?
Eventually.
Right. Did I ever say Donda 2 was coming out?
I think people thought you said that.
Did I?
I don't know.
Did I?
I don't know. Did you?
No, I did.
Okay, so there was no. You didn't
Right.
lie.
Okay.
Okay.
So when trust, if I tell you something, to be honest with you, I don't do a lot of talking on social media. I don't tweet every day. I don't just say, hey, how's the weather? How your guys feeling? I don't give a fuck about none of that.
I don't either.
Like, if I tell you something, it's attached to business.
Well, I'm happy you're here. But listen, no, I really liked where you were going with the whole Talib thing because I think it ties into everything. I didn't
With
understand.
the whole thing?
DJ Chicken Fingers.
Oh, say his name. You said it once. Say it again.
Talib?
You mean Talib Kweli?
Is it Talib or Talib?
You mean quality lyrics stick to your ribs? I mean, you talking about that?
Yeah.
Listen.
He got really upset
You
with
know what the funny thing is? That he is not OG DJ Chicken Fingers, though. That's the whole thing. It's like he assumed how that happened was he made an assumption that somebody told him it was about him and he ran with the ball.
The whole interaction was crazy. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I know.
You know what I'm going to start? You know what I'm going to start?
Start.
Once we get everything's clear and settled.
We're kind of getting the energy going right now.
You know what I'm going to start eventually? I'm going to start the Red Nose Awards.
The what?
The Red Nose Awards. We're going to have 10 categories for clowns and bozos. And we're going to give out the Red Noses. And we're going to have a formal award show and everything. It's going to be great.
It sounds like you already have some candidates in mind for
Oh,
this.
question. Lifetime Achievement Award goes to DJ Chicken Fingers.
Wow. So you guys never recovered from that internet beef, did you?
He's not OG DJ Chicken Fingers, though. He's not the guy I was actually talking about.
Oh, really?
He took it upon himself to claim it.
Oh.
So if you claim it, if you put it out in the universe and you claim it, that's on your vision board,
Yeah.
then go ahead, rock out.
Yeah, he made that joke about him.
Right.
Right. That's where his confidence is right now.
I mean, listen, you said it, not me.
Well, look, I've been seeing his captions. He's very offended by a lot of things. And,
I mean, I would be offended too if I couldn't get no more beats.
Any more what?
Beats.
Beats. Okay. It's hard sometimes to hear.
Beats.
I remember the first time I saw one of your posts reposted by Ye was like back in March. And it was during the time when Kim was posting North on TikTok and Ye was upset and that you came to his defense and you said that you know for a fact that Ye is a great father. Right. And Ye really appreciated that. And he posted it for the world to see. And that really meant a lot to Ye at the time because nobody was defending him publicly.
Right. And yeah, I mean, it was just honest. How would I say he's not a great dad? He's, our kids were playing together for years. You know what I'm saying? Like my son and North and Saint, there's pictures that's documented that they tight. You know what I'm saying? And it's, for the public, it's headlines and it's clickbait and so forth and so on. But for him, it's pain.
People forget he's a human.
What you go through when your family is breaking up is everybody is different, you know, because you got to understand. I think there's a misconception about men that we don't feel it when there's a split, right? Like we're just somehow out here just.
They always think you guys don't like care at all.
And that's the furthest thing from the truth, because most men, right? Most men, even let's say the average man, right? I know for in my peer group, friends or whatever, we get into relationships because we want to be with a woman. Most men do make an honest attempt to settle down.
Are you single?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm actually in a relationship now. My lady, at this point, we don't have children together. We have, my child is in. Caden is the child in the situation. She has 2 children. But the thing is, like, it's a choice. Nobody's putting a gun in my head saying,
right,
yo, or I'm staying for the kids. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that. I just know that when anything hits the fan, my man is my man. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my loyalty is. But I'm not here to take away anybody. That's a painful situation.
But you helped it because you publicly defended him, and at the time he was calling for his friends to show public support.
When I see strip away any clout, any branding, any new name, when I see Kanye look like he about to cry, I'm gonna step in. And I'm never gonna see him be in a space where in distress. And
he looked upset, and he posted videos looking really upset.
To keep it real with you, I hadn't even spoken to him for a second. When I seen the clip, I was like, yeah, I can't. I was doing what I was doing, but I needed to I knew he needed me. You know what I'm saying? And that was. And
he obviously did, because he felt inclined to post it to show, like, hey, consequence got me.
I mean, sometimes we can get into these cycles where it just doesn't stop, and somehow you got to figure out how to pull the emergency brake, and that's all I really did. I just let's just pull the emergency brake.
Yeah,
this is getting stupid.
Right, and he came in at the right time.
And even with Kim, I think she respected the fact that I said it, because she like, I didn't just deal with Kanye when it came to the children. I dealt with Kim too. That's just the truth. That's their moms. You know what I'm saying? And she had my son in their house. It was, state crib. So I can't really just all of a sudden, fuck him. I'm like,
yeah,
that's
a
a
sticky
situation
situation.
Off. That would make me off. You know what I'm saying?
You'd be a weirdo.
Right. So a spade is a spade. I mean, that's the situation. And fortunately, life is going on.
Well, so life has gone on. And since that time period, that was a whole different era. Obviously, we know Ye has been under fire for all of his other controversies, which you also stood by his side. Literally, at this point, almost everybody turned their back on him. In October and November, everyone was done with Ye, except you and Antonio Brown.
This goes back to when we first met. We've had a lot of history.
But so did other people, and they were ready to turn their back on him.
I said what I said. I said, I ain't the only one that got to check with him. I definitely ain't the only one that got to check with him.
So what was everyone else thinking?
At the end of the day, people have agendas. Human beings have agendas. Whether it's to get rich, stay rich, get lit, stay lit, cloud up, whatever, right? Everybody has an agenda. And it's honestly, it is rare when people don't, you know what I mean? And, I have an agenda. I have an agenda at the end of the day. But my agenda doesn't supersede my loyalty.
Your loyalty runs deep.
It does. Loyalty is one of the pillars of family. You know what I mean? Without loyalty, we're not family.
Right.
If you show me you disloyal, we are no longer family.
Well, I just think it's crazy that you had so much confidence to support Ye at a time when things were so crazy. And you called out everybody.
I'm just not Cheeks.
Huh?
I'm not Cheeks.
Pardon me?
I'm not Cheeks.
What does that mean?
Like I said, you better keep him
Ass.
right. I'm not cheeks.
Well, of course, because his name is Stencil, so he understands the lingo.
You see what I'm drawing out here.
Yeah.
I'm not cheeks.
So you're not ass. That's what you meant.
I'm not cheeks.
Am I cheeks? Maybe.
I'm not cheeks.
I've never even met Ye, and I was defending him. Like, what does that say about me? At least you have met him. You've worked with him. You're one of his lifelong ride or die. You've proven loyalty.
And I'll definitely prove I ain't cheeks.
I gotta prove I ain't cheeks at some point. If I ever
At some
meet him.
point, you got to prove you ain't cheeks and stay around. That's a fact. He gravitates towards me because it's the strength that comes with not being cheeks. So it's like, you know, when you ain't cheeks, a situation come, I'm standing. I'm not running. I'm not a runner.
No, and I think that's what was so admirable about how you handled the situation. I always was reposting you on my account because you were like speaking literal facts during a time when we needed the truth the most.
Right. And
there was a lot of bullshit going on and a lot of noise, and I appreciated that you knew how to handle the situation and that at least someone was saying it.
I'm not cheeks.
You're not cheeks.
If you don't,
I recognize that, so maybe I'm not cheeks.
If there's a takeaway from this episode, it should be that I'm not cheeks. There's some niggas that's cheeks though. That's
there's a lot of, and you called them out too.
Nah, yeah.
You said it publicly. It was
why
even
not? They
mainstream
cheeks.
news. You said, why is nobody defending Ye?
Right. That means you cheeks.
Did anyone reply that you were calling out?
Ain't nobody gonna tell me shit. They cheeks.
Not even in the DMs? Cheeky behavior?
That's a cheek move. You straight cheeks. You gonna DM me? You got my number? Holla at me.
Why did they all run? Like, what are they so scared of?
They cheeks.
Yeah, but why? Like, what is the root
You want me to tell you why somebody else is cheeks?
Why you think they got there?
See how they got
to be like bitches.
Mother made you, motherfuck you.
I just feel like there was more. I feel like they felt like they had something to lose by supporting him.
What is there to lose? You cold without him anyway.
Right.
It ain't like you out here moving and grooving without him.
Yeah.
You cold and you cheeks. You cold cheeks out here, beloved.
I should have read the Urban Dictionary before tonight's
Right.
episode.
You gotta fuck with it before you have me up here.
I've watched several interviews with you, and I didn't hear you say cheeks on any of them.
Listen, it's 23. We don't do old lingo. We don't do
Yeah,
old nothing.
I know.
We don't do out of season shit.
Right. I was watching the 2022 you.
Yeah. Well, in 23, I ain't cheeks and motherfuckers is.
Well, if you weren't cheeks last year, I don't know what to expect this year.
I mean, definitely.
So this is what I want to talk about, and maybe you will too. In 2018, you weren't cheeks.
I ain't never been cheeks.
If you go on Google and you Google him, all of the articles are like consequence stands up to this or consequence defends that. Because
he's not cheeks.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, okay, enough with the cheeks.
Nah, we can't. We can't reiterate it enough. That's the problem. Sometimes we just need to stay where we at for 2 seconds, right? So that it's fully understood.
It's been longer than 2 seconds.
No. It can't be long enough. Motherfuckers ran on Kanye. The whole label ran instead of having Ye's back. I guess crabs in a barrel is a curse from being black, but that ain't the shit that the ancestors died for. That's the shit that makes the internet July 4th. Had I thought things would get this unrighteous, I would have been logged off all these devices. But what I learned from not sleeping through the night shift is that your piece is priceless. I can't believe this how life went. I'm disappointed in a lot of niggas.
Did you just come up with that?
To be continued.
Look, I respect the fuck out of you, honestly. I think there's not enough people out there today that can stand on their word and just have the balls to just say what they feel. I feel like you're the only person right now that I'm seeing do that. So that's why I was so happy to have you on. I just don't get why everyone's just like acting silent or passive aggressive or tiptoeing around the truth.
Why won't you accept they cheeks?
I just keep thinking
you won't accept it as a final answer, right? Like you won't.
I just want to really analyze. You
won't say, "Hey, Alex, I have it." You won't get the final Jeopardy and just write and write it out for to win it all. Like they are cheeks.
Is there any hope for them?
Is there a cheek vaccine? I don't know.
I mean,
they're cheeks.
I ain't gonna take it.
Right. Motherfuckers don't even want to take a COVID vaccine.
Maybe they need the cheeks one though.
They might. They
Yeah.
stay out here, you're going to need it.
Speaking of cheeks, back in 2018, you came to Ye's defense when the media painted him out to be crazy at SNL, saying that he had a meltdown. And I
Right.
believe you were there with Kaden.
I was.
So can you walk us through that?
What had happened was there was an incident with Michael Che and
Skeet.
I prefer cheeks.
Okay.
If you're asking me.
To be honest, they're interchangeable.
Right. So, but we're going to just keep it.
Yeah, you should have merch that says cheeks.
I ain't
I ain't
cheeks. Right. You know, it's 23. It's early. It's still January.
Queens get the money.
Every day. So yeah, I had brought Kate in with me to Saturday Night Live. I just had kind of brought him just because I just got back into town. I was traveling with Kanye, so I went and got Kaden. I didn't know the kids were gonna be there, so Kaden linked up with North and Penelope and Mason. He rapped, and you know we had a good time. I think that was when Kanye did "I Love It" with Pump, and he went on he had a speech or a rant or however you want to describe it. I prefer speech.
I prefer speech. Ye prefers a speech.
The public will say rant. So just for people watching, just to jog their memory of the incident. So he spoke on it because there was an incident before the performance with a member of the camp basically arguing with him over the Trump hat, and you're telling him he wasn't going to wear it. And so
before he went on,
and that's what the stream of consciousness was. It was about that. That's why he was saying people trying to bully me and saying I can't wear the hat and It was due to what had already occurred. And I don't think that the context was understood.
Oh, so people thought he just went out there and
right.
Right.
No, that's not what happened. What actually happened was one of an affiliate, you know, got into it with him and told him what he wasn't gonna do. And obviously, you know, Kanye is you tell him what he ain't gonna do, he gonna do it tenfold.
He's a contrarian.
Right? So as a result of that, then, you know, all right, we go to the dressing room, and my son was in the dressing room with the kids, and I just know I walked up and I walked into Michael Che and Pete Davidson, both talking to him, and Michael Che, that, you know, I'm like, am I crazy? Am I bugging? And, you know, I think Saha was there, but I'm like, is this motherfucker stepping on him? Cause I was walking into it, so I was like, I didn't know if it was like, you know, good show or
Right.
But I sat there for a second. I said, let me get up on the wall and see what the fuck is popping with this.
You couldn't tell if it was like a good combo
And so,
or bad.
right. So by the time, once, you know, 30 seconds in, I'm like, he's like, yeah, and let me tell you something. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like,
Who, Michael Che?
right. I was
What?
like, yo, Slice,
I didn't know
hold
he
up.
had it in him.
Hold up. We gotta stop this shit right here. Yo, what you mean? No, because this motherfucker, I'm like, listen, let me explain something to you. This is my guy. He's here with his family, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this really simple for you. You could either stop right now or we could do some other shit.
Oh.
It's up to you.
So you said that?
Yeah, I definitely said it.
To Pete Davidson?
I said it to both of them.
Okay.
I said it to both of them. I said, because unless y'all want to do something,
Why were they
what we're not going to do is do this in front of his wife. We're not going to do that, right? So if we're not going to do the outside of this shit, then we're done here. My man going to get his wife and we going to bounce.
Wow.
And that's what happened.
How did they react to you? Speechless?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine them like having to come back to that.
I mean, yeah.
I just can't believe Pete Davidson, Skeet, Cheeks, whatever. I can't believe him and Michael Che had the balls to confront Ye backstage like that. Like, who do they think they are?
I mean, once again.
I didn't even know that was a thing either. So when all of that Skeet stuff happened, a lot of people just thought Ye was just this jealous ex-husband.
We
didn't know there was like a history at SNL.
The word.
We knew about the mental health joke.
It was like, even with the Pete, Cuddy, Kanye scenario, you know, that like Cuddy and Pete Davidson is like A-alikes, right?
They're more similar.
Right.
They love Hillary Clinton.
They smoke on all that shit together. They see eye to eye on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
they love Hillary.
I don't know about that. See, I don't have that part. I don't have that part in it.
He didn't want to talk about politics.
Yeah, well, I don't got that part. But what I do, the part I do got is that they smoke buddies and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's culture, right? Like Cuddy culture in that instance, I don't know. I know what Ye was on with him, and I respected it because it was like, yo, I'm your man. You ain't gonna say nothing about your man slamming my wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And with Cuddy, it might have just been like, man, I mean, I ain't make her fuck up. She fucked him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how is that for me to blame? I just smoke with dude and we relate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's two sides of every story. You can't, you know, I can't cut. I'm never one to cut out the second side of the story or the first side of the story. For Cuddy, it's the first side. His side is his side. That's the first side. We all human, right? At the end of the day,
I think.
Right. I mean, well, he's a man on the moon, but he's still human. He was a man before he got on the moon, right?
Great
so
album.
At the end of the day, he might be thinking about it like, yo, I ain't really had shit to do with that.
I don't think he wanted to get involved. But look what you said earlier. You saw Ye crying and you had to step in. So do you think Cuddy should have had loyalty to Ye?
I mean, they have.
He said the knife runs deeper.
The cut is a deep cut. So whatever their situation is. I mean, you know, motherfuckers be wanting to spot too though. That's where it be like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers right now probably feel like, great, the Wicked Witch is finally dead.
What?
Yeah, they probably feel like that.
Ding dong, the witch is dead, do you think?
They probably feel like, they probably feel like it's a house on Ye right now.
Yeah, but
I know Kanye though.
You know how his cycles go. He's always comes back stronger.
I mean, so, hey.
I mean, look.
Get it how you live and live how you get it. When you turn your back on, I'm not even gonna say your leader. When you turn your back on your bro, when you turn your back on your friend who helped you when nobody else would.
It seems like people forget
that's what makes you cheeks.
Why do people keep forgetting that Ye helped them?
Right.
I think it's
so that's
so
why
weird.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna come out my face and be like a motherfucker cheeks because I don't like them, because none of this is personal for me. I don't not like Cuddy because of everything that happened. I just feel like, yo, I'm the only one standing with my bro, then the rest of y'all is cheeks. And if you don't like it, hey, you gotta remember something. Like, I have seniority at Good Music. I was actually a part of like a Tribe Called Quest. So it's not like when I speak, I don't speak from a point of envy or jealousy or insecurity or any of these things. I had already. My first rodeo was when I was a kid. You know what I mean? So it's not like I have nothing to gain by slander. I have nothing to gain by slander.
You've already established yourself?
Yeah, I speak on principle.
Right.
You know
Maybe
what I mean?
a lot of these other artists feel like they haven't gotten to where you've gotten, and they do feel like they have something to lose. I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, everybody don't have the same relationship with Kanye as I do either. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got the phone call when he got in the car accident.
I got a bunch of shit. I got an abundance of shit.
You guys
I got
obviously...
Kanye's first track listing from the College Dropout. The Smithsonian Museum asked me to put it in there as a national archive.
Wow.
I got a bunch of shit.
I mean, and that doesn't stop there, obviously.
No, come on.
What was your favorite song that you wrote with Ye?
All of them.
Good answer.
Everyone that came with a royalty check.
You're all about the money.
It's Queens get the money.
How can LA get the money?
Come to Queens.
No, look, I'm happy that I was able to finally connect with you because, like I said, everyone has been watching your lives. You've been calling out everything. What is next, do you think, for Ye and for you?
Tomorrow.
So don't look too far into the future.
Tomorrow.
But people want hope and they want to know.
There's all the hope you need in life is the hope for tomorrow. That's all the hope you need in life. If you saying that, you know, when you speak about the Most High, right? That's the if there's anything that is a blessing in life is the hope for tomorrow. The hope for tomorrow is what gives you what opens up the door for rectification or for new frontier. You know, tomorrow is such a deep concept, you know, that only God could have came up with tomorrow.
Yeah, that concept is always like, ugh.
The mercy of God tomorrow is a vehicle of the mercy of God.
Amen.
So,
Although, as we're on the topic of God, the reason you're really here tonight is you have 666 followers.
it goes up and down.
I'm hoping we can change that.
Yeah, well, hey, yeah.
Of course, you know, just thought I would. And then 66 on Twitter too, which was interesting.
Nah, it's complete opposite.
Okay, good. I was making sure you found God.
Yeah, well, been long time ago.
Is that what carries you? Like, because you've had a very long,
absolutely
steady career.
Absolutely. That's what, just forget the career part. I mean, that's what carries me through life. That's what's carried me to becoming a father. That's what carried me through a near-death experience. That has always carried me through the trenches of Queens and navigating life and navigating being a product of a divorced family, all of it.
And you also, I mean, you're co-parenting. So do you feel like you kind of related to Ye with that? Is that kind of what?
Yeah, I went through it first.
Right. So he could kind of lean on you then.
Yeah. I went through it first. So, you know, and I definitely encourage men and women to communicate especially during those kind of times with people that you consider friends, loved ones. There's nothing easy about a family dividing. Mm-hmm. That's a rough time, you know, and you'll never know what that does to your child until they're old enough to manifest that behavior. You know, like it's a sad time for children to see their parents break up. It really is, you know. All jokes aside, like, you know, and in all seriousness, like, you know, no one can know how Kanye's kids feel. You know
right.
What I mean?
Especially TMZ.
Right, especially TMZ. TMZ has no idea what it would feel like for Chicago not to have Kanye at her birthday party. Mm-hmm. TMZ would have no idea what it would feel like for Saint to not see Kanye for 5 to 6 days or something to that extent. TMZ has no idea what that's about, you know, and that's it. That shit is serious.
It is serious, and they're never gonna stop. It's gonna keep on. I mean, even today.
I think hopefully one day it will subside. I think
one day we'll all be free.
Nah, one day we'll move on and we'll have closure to some of this pain. That's all dead ass. That's where it needs to go.
Cons TV has taken us on a roller coaster of different feelings and vibes and radiations today.
Just channel surfing, that's all, baby.
You're channeling what?
I said you just channel surfing, that's all.
Channel surfing. Yeah, honestly, he's right. Who needs TV when you have Cons TV? Well, Cons,
thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. And I just want to thank Myra Energy for booking Consequence and Stencil for understanding everything you said. Yeah, the translator in the house.
That's important.
So you guys, obviously, I'm so grateful for Cons. Most of you probably already follow him. Do you have anything you want to promote?
My new album will be out later.
How late?
A couple more, March.
March? Okay. So be on the lookout. Do you want to say the name of it or is it
Yeah,
TBD?
it's nice doing business with you.
Nice doing business with you?
Yeah. We got the new video for Disappointed dropping really soon. And yeah, I'm addressing everything. Yeah, I ain't scared to say nothing.
You're doing what?
I'm addressing everything.
Oh.
I had to go.
I thought you said I'm undressing.
No,
I was like, can you relax?
I'm addressing everything. I had to the reason why I was late, I had to go get some stamps from the post office.
What? You lied to me.
I had to go get some stamps. I'm addressing everything.
You told me you were going to get an outfit.
You better rely on him for the rest of your career.
So you're saying an outfit was a stamp?
It's all right.
Oh, that was a metaphor too?
Right.
I think this is actually going to read pretty funny. It's given Zach Galifianakis. Like me, not you. I'm going to just try not to be Cheeks moving forward, but I don't think I am. I'm not scared. Do you think I'm Cheeks? You know what? It's not about you. Only God can judge me. Amen, everybody.